today we're going to be focusing on solving inequalities, all right, with one variable, including where you have to use the distributive property, and there's variables on both sides. So this is going to be a question you will see possibly on an Algebra 1 star test. So we're going to be working through this step by step. So I'm going to go ahead and zoom in on this inequality right here. Now, what would you guys say would be the very first thing that we need to do in solving this inequality? Distribute is right. So what we're going to do first is we're going to take this 5 right here. All right? We're going to distribute this 5 to the 2 and this 5 to the negative x. All right? When we distribute that, what are we going to get? Go ahead, Kian, tell us.
10.
Good.
And negative 5.
Yes. And then what are we going to put next to it?
6.
Very good. All right? Now, whenever you guys see the word inequality, it's referring to these symbols. Okay? So if the mouth is opening over here, this side's always going to be what? Greater. All right? And this is going to be considered not just greater, but greater or equal. Okay? So yes, we have an equal sign. Notice an equal sign has 2 of them. Greater or equal, you'll notice there's another part right there you always have to be paying attention to. Over here, this is going to be the less than symbol. All right? I'm going to move it over. I'm going to write less. There's the less than, and then this is going to be what? Less than or equal to. Less or equal to. So these are the inequality symbols that you have to be aware of, okay? Remember, just like back in the 80s when we were all playing Pac-Man and you weren't even existing, okay? All right? Pac-Man always wanted to eat the larger number, all right? Now, we have a less than symbol, so you bring it down. We have negative 2x plus 6. So at this point, we have to determine which side we want all of our variables to be, because we can't combine it. There's no like terms over here. There's no like terms over here. So we have to figure out where do we want our x's to be. So where do we have the most x's? Do we have the most x's over here? Do we have the most x's over here? Think of the number line. Yeah, the right side. Technically, negative 2 is bigger than negative 5. So what we're going to do is we're going to get rid of this negative 5, this pesky negative 5. And how do we totally demolish it, destroy it, get rid of it, make it equal 0? What do we do? Add 5 x. Yes, we got to make sure we can start to add 5, but add 5 x. Well, what if we do to one side, Jacob? We got to do to the? That's right. We're going to add 5 x to both sides. All right, now we have 5 positives. We have 2 negatives. What does that mean? Very good. Hey, I like how you finished it together. It's like a team, like a tag team. All right. All right. Now we're going to bring down over here. We're going to put plus 6. We got this symbol. We're bringing down the what? Bringing down the 10. So here we go. 10 is less than 3x plus 6. Now, something I want you guys to do right now in your minds. Okay. I want us to take this right here, and I want us to rotate it. See if you guys can rotate it in your mind. All right? So if I rotate this, if I turn it around, I'm going to put 3x plus 6. But if you rotate it, what's going to happen to this symbol if you rotate it like all the way? Yeah, the sign rotates with it. So we got to rotate this symbol. I wish there was a cool animation that I could do, but I don't. All right? You have to move that symbol with it. I like doing that because it's just easier to look at it from this perspective. All right? So now how many steps do we have left? That's right. 2 steps. What's the first step?
So, subtract 6.
Yeah, subtract 6. You're right. We're going to take away the 6 right here. And we're going to take away the 6. Now, why are we taking away the 6? We're trying to get totally by itself. That is 3x. So now we have a 0. We have 3x right here is greater than, we got 10 minus 6, that gives us a 4. And then, of course, you guys are really good at this. You guys know the very final step. Divide, right? Divide both sides we get x is greater than 4/3. Now, how would we graph this? What we're going to do is we're going to make a little number line, okay? So on your paper, if you would, make a little number line. We're not going to make it real big. Okay? I'm going to go ahead and right here I'm going to put a 0, okay? Right here I'm going to put a 1. Right here I'm going to put a 2. Make this a -1. Make this a -2. Now in your calculator, if you're, I'll go ahead and turn the calculator on. Alright, in your calculator, if you do 4 divided by 3, you'll see it's 1.3 repeating. Alright? So that's kind of where it is. That's about where it is. Alright? So where is 1.3 in our graph? Would you guys say it's right about in this area right here? So anytime it says x is greater than 4/3, you're going to put an open circle because you're not going to include it. So right now I'm pretending that this is about where 4/3 is. I know it's more like it's in the middle. Okay? Right there, you know, an open circle. This is x is greater than 4/3, which means everything to the right needs to be shaded. Now, did it ask you to do a graph on this one? No, it didn't ask you to do a graph. Technically, our final answer is just what? X is greater than 4/3, which means any real number that's greater than 4/3 is the answer. Okay? Now, in the graphing calculator, there's not much I can do to just type this in, all right, to be able to help out. In Desmos, we're going to show you what you could do to find the answer. Okay, so we're going to show you what to do in Desmos, and once we start using that computer, you'll be able to know what to do to check your answers. So hold on, let me go and turn that on real quick. All right, help me out here. What was the original problem? What should I type in right here? What do we start out with? It's 5. Parentheses. 2 minus x. Close parentheses. Okay, and then what do we have after that? Less than. Ooh, less than symbol. Okay. -2 x plus 6. All right, now look what it did. I just typed it in exactly as it appeared. Just completely typed it in. All right? And what does it look like? What does that say right there? 1.33333. And what was our answer? 4/3, which we also know is what? 1.3 repeating. Okay? Now, everybody, what you would have to do, all right, in our graphing calculator, what you would have to do is you would have to hit Y1. Let me clear these out. Now, this won't tell you whether it's greater than or less than, but this will tell you where the point is. So if I did the same thing that Kiesia was helping us out, 5 parentheses 2 minus x, and then over here, what was it again? -2 x plus 6. Okay, so if I was to do this, we could check our window and type in 4 divided by 3, which that's what we got, and hit second graph. And what do you at least know that it's definitely you've solved it correctly, because these do what? They're the same. What does the graphing calculator not do for you? It doesn't tell you whether it's the greater than sign or the less than sign, okay? But Desmos does everything. It says, by the way, if it's shaded over here, what does that mean? That means that this side is greater than that side. Okay? All right. All right. One of the hardest things to do sometimes is take words and translate it into an inequality that kind of looks like this right here. So we're going to do number 6 together. All right? I'm going to highlight different things. Okay? So in blue, I'm going to highlight this 12 less than 5 times a number. Now that is a sentence. And the one thing that students always get confused with is the whole less than. Okay? 12 less than. So 12 less than 5 times a number, you would write 5x minus 12, because you have to take away the 12 from 5 times the number. Alright? If it would have said 12 less 5 times the number, then it would be 12 less 5 times the number. But it doesn't say less, it says what? Less than. So we're going to write 5x minus 12, which means 12 less than 5 times the number. Alright, next part, I'm going to highlight. Right here it says, is greater than or equal equal to. So I got to make the right symbol. All right, so I got to put the greater than or equal to sign right there. That's the greater than or equal to sign. And then the last thing I'm going to do is 6 more than twice the number. 6 more than twice the number. 6 more than plus twice the number. So I'm going to put 6 plus 2x. And that right there is our inequality expression written from all of these words. Okay? So we went from verbal to the expression. All right. Now at this point, it becomes a lot easier. Now all we do is what? Solve for x. Okay? Now on this one, where do I have the most positive x's? On the left side or the right side? Yeah, the left side. I have 5 x's here and I have 2 x's over here. So I'm going to ask the student, all right? And if you don't know, it's okay, all right? I'm going to ask, how do I get rid of a 2x? That is right. Excellent job. We're going to take away 2x from this side of the inequality. And we're going to take away 2x from this side of the inequality. Very good. Now, what is 5x minus 2x? Anyway. Yeah, 3x. 3x minus 12. Ooh, bringing down the what? Bringing down the old inequality sign. Got to bring down this 6 right there. All right. So now, all the x's are over here, but we got 3x has a negative influence. And by the way, negative influences have impacts on your life. Sometimes you got to get rid of those negative influences. Right now, it's being impacted by this negative 12. Yes, very good. Excellent job. So we're going to add 12 to this side. Whatever I do to one side, I have to do to the? That's right, the other side. All right? So, on the left-hand side, what's the only thing that I have left standing on the left-hand side of the inequality sign? Well, we have 0 and? That's right, 3x. Greater than or equal to. And Chapin, we have 6 and we have 12. And you're adding them together. It's like you're putting money in your pocket. Yes, Eddie? You got it. And everybody knows the final step. What's the final step? Lauren. Final step, right here.
Divided by 3 on both sides.
That's right, divided by 3 on both sides. All right, divided by 3. And your final answer is x is greater than or equal to a 6. Now, we're going to show you how to graph that right here. So in your journal, we're going to graph that right there. All right, we're going to put a 0 here, and way over here, I'm going to put a 6. Okay? Now this says greater than or equal to a 6. So I got to put a solid dot. Anytime you guys have an equal to sign, this will be filled in because that means including the number. All right? What was the last one? The last one, was it equal to? It was not equal to. It was just greater than. So that dot was not filled in. It does not include the number. This one, that number is included. Now, if it's greater than, which way is it going to be shaking? To the left or to the right? It's going greater. Yes, we're going right. Now, something that a teacher once told me a long time ago, all right? They said, you know what? Sometimes it's kind of easy. Look where that's pointing. Which direction is that pointing? It's pointing to the... Yeah, it's pointing to the right. So if it's pointing to the right, guess what? Look, it's going to the right. Sometimes that, students are struggling. That might be a clue. Now check to see if it works for the other one. Which one is this pointing to? It's still pointing to the right. See? That arrow pointing that way. Okay? All right, so this is going to be your final answer. So it looks like which one of these is going to be the final answer, everybody? That's right, it is C. Very good. So this is the work that you would put down for number 6. All right. All right. Let's do one more. Let's do one more problem. Okay. Here we go. Number 7. All right. So right now, I'm going to write that a little bit bigger over here. All right. I got a negative 3 parentheses x plus 4 minus 8x is greater than 21. Now I like this problem because I already have all of my x's on the left-hand side of this greater than sign, so it's going to make it a lot easier. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to going to get that negative 3 to both numbers. Right? Negative 3 times x plus u. Negative 3x. Negative 3 times 4 is a negative 12 minus 8x is greater than 21. Wow, I have a whole bunch of negatives. So now I need to scan for terms that I can actually combine. So I can combine this negative 3x and this negative 8x. Alright? So it's like you spend 3, you spend 8 more, you spend a total of 11. Alright. So I'm going to go down a little bit here. I'm just going to rewrite what I have. I have a negative 11x minus 12 is greater than 21. So now I have to ask myself, how do I get rid of the negative 12? Of course, I answer myself by adding 12 to both sides. Why do we always do the opposite? Because what are these going to get me? A whole lot of nothing. Alright? So we're always adding the opposite. So what do I have on the left-hand side? I have a negative 11x. Alright? And what do I have on the right-hand side? I have a total of 33, right? Now this is the part where students need to remember something, because here I'm not just going to divide by an 11, I'm going to divide by a negative 11. And here's something that happens when you multiply or divide an inequality by a negative. This sign is going to flip. So we get x is less than negative 3. Now let me explain to you why the sign flips. Does everybody agree that 5 is greater than 2? 5 is greater than 2. Now watch what happens if I take this side and I multiply both sides by a negative. Is negative 5 still greater than a negative 2? No. So in order for me to make that statement true, I have to flip the inequality sign. That's why you have to do it. Okay? So my final answer is x is less than negative 3, which is answer choice. Why is it not a filled-in dot? Because this is what? It's less than. Oh, and look where it's pointing, everybody. Look at that symbol. Which way is it pointing? It's pointing to the left. So you shade everything to the left. So you guys have one more problem to do.